Hi, everybody. This is Penda James. And if you are unfamiliar with who I am the owner of Inscribed Inspiration. I'm a scribe coach. And what I do is I help people get unstuck, execute their goals, and inscribe their legacy. For the past few weeks, I have been having some live chats with a few of my dear friends, and I want to tell you what I learned. So if you are watching right now or are watching the replay, please let me know in the comments. Put your name so I can see, or say hi, or put hashtag lessons learned. So I want to get right into this. I call these chats that I've been having the Resilience Project. It started with me asking people who wanted to talk to me live. And so I had several volunteers who said that they would talk to me live. And that is how the conversations got started. With my sister, one of the things that I learned is that I need to turn my glow up. My sister's name is Joy Horton, and my first interview live was with her. I hadn't been live in over 4 years, and I'm going to tell you why. I thought that me being married to a pastor would not be acceptable for me to really be myself in this way and be as emotional or as open or as transparent as I have been in these past few weeks with these interviews. Because I can tell you, if you have any experience with church or know anything about church members who are traditional or have a standard of what a first lady looks like, I don't look like her. So I was really concerned about what people would think about me. I didn't want to set myself up for negative commentary. So 4 years ago, I just shut completely down. The second interview, I interviewed my dear friend J. Robin Jones, and she wrote a book entitled Life Lessons, Journey to My Dopeness. And one of the things that I learned from her is that I've always been dope. I just don't say it enough. Then I interviewed Edwina Davis. And the one thing that I learned from Miss Edwina, she's the author of Lessons in Mercy, which is a true story written about a man by the name of Joseph Daniel Herring, who was granted clemency for a life in prison sentence. He only spent 9 years in prison. So you have to read the book to kind of get an idea of how God really, really gave him full circle his life back. It's that when I said, when my passion meets my purpose, I will be fulfilled and full of God's mercy. That is definitely true. That resonated with me deeply. Then I had an interview with a woman named Gloria Conyers, and she said, I have hope no matter what it looks like. That resonated with me. It was really, really poignant for me in that moment. A lot of people are at home and they're not experiencing hope anymore. We can't see beyond the four walls of our house, or we don't really know what God is going to do with us. Lots of people have lost jobs and had to put their dreams and vacations and school and all kinds of things on hold. So when she said, I have hope, no matter what it looks like, that helped me to reframe my mind and my perspective about what hope is and what it really, really means. So again, thank you for joining me and for watching with me now. I'm Penda James, and what I'm doing is recapping some of the things that I've learned over the past few weeks while I have been talking to some of my friends live. So if you are here, please let me know in the comments, leave hashtag lessons learned, and we're going to get down deep into some of the things I've learned. I spoke to my friend Anisha McClure, and we talked about purpose, and I was hit in my heart when she said, stop trying to block the purpose that God has for you. That really, really struck me, because I think a lot of times what I do is I will automatically put the limitations on myself, even though they do not exist. And I hope that was something that you got from that interview as well. With Vita Copeland, that's my Vita the Diva. That's my big sister from Wilberforce University. And in my conversation with her, we talked about friendship and being in the position that I'm in, as being married to a pastor. I can't have a lot of close relationships with the people that are in my church because I really just don't know who's for me. Sometimes people will be there and sometimes they just want to hurt us. And so I honestly shut myself down and I created this mentality that was the truth when it really wasn't the truth. And so talking about friendship, that was the first time during this season that I started to talk about some really hard stuff. And what Vita said that struck me was friends who can educate, who can entertain and inspire you are the ones who can keep you grounded because they are well-rounded. And so I do have some awesome connections with people here. I do guard my heart quite a bit. I don't know if people always understand that, but I am a very loving and a very kind woman, and I hope that is showing through in my chats with my friends. You can see the humanity in me, with purpose and friendship and mercy and all these things. It was almost like God was just building up. And then I talked to Mikhail Bly. She's a nurse now in this time of the pandemic where she's really out there on the front lines. And what she said was, I am strong, I am vital, I am important, I am loved, and I am loved. That's the first time during this interview series that I got emotional on camera. I didn't shed tears, but what she was saying, it really, really struck me. Hey, Spesh, thank you for letting me know you're here. I appreciate it. Could you please put hashtag lessons learned? Because I think I got that from you. I really, really in that emotional moment, being vulnerable on camera, it's like all these people are watching me and I'm really being human. And I'm learning how to sit in those moments instead of glossing past them. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that this journey has taught me. Had a conversation with my friend Beth, who is an author, and I've assisted her with both of her books. And one thing that she said was, God put me in, when she was talking, this is what I heard in my heart. God put me in this position and I belong here. I had a light bulb moment, and I would like, when she was talking, I wanted to throw something at her because she spoke directly to the woman in me that I already am, but don't allow myself to be because I'm concerned about what people think about me. And so what I've been thinking about during this season of growth and coming back to me, to Penda Lynn James, I'm going to get my uncle on here because my uncle's been my biggest cheerleader since I was little. And to see some of his comments like, about time, Pen, like, people who know me and know who I am, they're like, where have you been for the past 4 years? And so I think about in the same 4 years that Chadwick Boseman was making all the movies that impacted our life, I've been here. And instead of being me fully, I've been for other people what I thought they wanted me to be, which wasn't always the right thing to do. So I'm coming back and I'm taking y'all on this journey with me. So some other things that I learned was that I talk even though nobody's watching. And I love being on camera. I feel like I'm talking to a room full of 500 people, even though there's not a lot of people on here now, but people watch later. And they leave comments and they say things and I know that they're there, but that doesn't matter to me. It's for me to do this, for me to confront this apprehension I have about telling my truth and telling my story. I learned that I changed my hair a lot. I think in almost every video, my hair is completely different than the day before. So that was hilarious. I'd be like, girl, you are cute. And I'm cute in my video. So I love that. This is something that has morphed into something that I didn't think that it would become. I thought I was just going to interview 12 people. We were just going to have conversations, and they were all volunteers. I didn't really ask anybody to do it. But then as people started to watch, all these ideas opened up in my mind. So if you are watching me right now, whether you are on the replay or you're watching me live, I hope that you will let me know if you want to have a conversation live with me. I've learned over these past few weeks that since I've been having these conversations, my real life conversations with friends and family has opened up so much. And I feel so free and so much lighter than I feel like I've been holding on to this heavy weight. And now that I'm doing these conversations, like today, for example, I had a conversation with my dad. I love talking to my dad. And he told me that when I was little, probably, I don't know, he didn't tell me how old I was. He said I ran away from home. And when I ran away, because I guess I was scared of him or something, or I didn't know him. I don't know the whole story, but he came home and I ran away, but I was next door and I was missing for an hour. And then he broke down the whole timeline, like 1974, you was born, and 1979, your brother was born, 1981, your sister, like he just broke down the whole. And so these were things that I never thought about, never even thought to ask. And so I would just really encourage all of you. It is time now to begin to have some of these conversations. I have been thinking about and talking about conversations that have been on my mind and helping me unpack as a woman. And I think as a woman, I want to be better. I want to be an example of God's love. I want people to look at me and know that I never set out to do anything to hurt anybody. That's not who I am. I love people and I love pushing people to do their thing and to be creative and to live for God. And so I would encourage you to just have conversations with people and ask them questions that you never would have thought to ask them. Questions about marriage and questions about intimacy and questions about health and diabetes and high blood pressure. You know, I've learned so much from sitting at the feet of older people in my life, but I learned so much more now being at home with a 13-year-old who knows everything. And I've learned about how to communicate effectively from her, because sometimes I might say something and she won't receive it because she can't hear me. She feels like I'm being rude or disrespectful. And so I'm learning how to listen to my tone. I'm learning how in communication, that communication is a form of inscribing your legacy, because I have so many thoughts and affirmations that are written on my heart. Man, I'm getting emotional, from like my mom and my grandmothers, my daddy, my sister and my brothers. And like these conversations that I'm having remind me that not only am I purposed, but they need me as much as I need them. And that's why I have to be vulnerable. That's why I have to do this. So I did not intend to be crying. What? Sheesh, sit in this moment. I need to be around my village. And this is the only way that I can do that right now, because I can't get to anybody. And so these conversations are important to me because I need to hear voices of people who love me, who support me, who challenge me, who tell me to sit in the moment, Nika, who tell me to be Pinda, despite what other people think about me, or despite what I think about myself, because I think other people might think about me. That's such a crazy thing. But yeah, sitting in this moment right now, letting you see my tears, I feel better. I can't hold on to this no more. I can't be heavy. I can't be sad. I want to live in joy, and I want God's full abundance and his full everything that he wants for me. And if I'm heavy, if I'm hesitant, if I am afraid, I can't get it. I can't walk in it. And I need y'all on this journey with me. So thank you. Thank you for being here with me. So I don't know where I'm going from here with these interviews. I have so many more scheduled, and I have a vision now to do have October be Men's Month. So this is Declarations for Leaders. I started because I wanted to promote my journal. I ordered 50 copies and gave away 28. I sold 7 because I wasn't talking about it. So I wanted to promote my journal. I wanted people to know my heart about women in leadership, and that I created this journal because I needed something when I made this transition. So there are women in transition in leadership. You're going from one level to the next, and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to capture all the things that are happening in your heart because you're being pulled in so many directions. So I wanted to create space for women and men now to help us create declarations that we could then write in our journal. So I don't have, fancy graphics, and I don't, I still have the StreamYard logo on my thing because, but I'm just going, and I'm going until I get where I'm supposed to be, because I still don't know yet. I really, really think about now, like I've had, my website is under construction because people are looking at me now. And so I had to go back and reevaluate. My website is currently down. You can't go there right now. You could look at it. It's pretty pictures there, but it's not quite ready for the world yet. But I had to elevate everything about me right now. And so that's where I am. So if you are watching, I know I've been talking for quite a bit, and just want to reintroduce myself. My name is Penda. If you don't know me, yes, I'm crying in this moment. I did not intend to get on camera and be emotional, but I wanted to just recap some of the things that I've learned in conversations with my friends that I've had over the past few weeks, and things I've learned about myself, things that I want to encourage you to do and to learn. And so if you are watching live or watching the replay, please put #lessons learned so that I know you're here, because I need your support in this moment while we're crying. Don't leave me on stage by myself, y'all. Okay. So I changed my hair a lot. I feel at home doing this. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going somewhere and I'm ready. So if you have some feedback, some ideas, I see you, Miss Roberta, Elder Abuse. I loved my grandma so much. And so both of my grandmothers, and if I heard that anybody was hurting either of my grandmothers, I probably would have flipped out. So yes, if you want to talk about elder abuse, I would love to have you on that, talk about that conversation. I also want to share with you that I'm reading a book called The Big Leap, and I want you to look it up. I heard about it on Kev on Stage's podcast. He talked about it and how it changed his life, and it has impacted me too. It talks about how you operate in we operate in a zone of excellence, which is like what we're good at, but then we need to operate in our zone of genius. And so you need to read that book. And I have some big leaps. This chat series is a big leap that I'm taking, being vulnerable on camera, crying, talking to my friends, introducing my friends to my friends so that you can make connections and network with other people. I think it's important, and I think that in this season, God has not forgotten us, and He's using us to sharpen each other, even through these digital and virtual connections that we have with each other. And I want to talk about one big leap that I have. I have a virtual mentor. Her name is Jay Stone. I've been following her since 2016 with my mom after my mom passed. Her father had, I think, passed around the same time. They call her the brand mother, and I love her. I sit and I sit at her feet, but she doesn't know who I am. She doesn't, I've been to her conferences, and I read her posts, and I listen to her content, and I comment. So she may know my name because we've met on several occasions and taken pictures. But my big leap would be to have a conversation with her, a chat with her live about vulnerability and about building your brand as an individual through your vulnerability. And she's not afraid of that. She talks about her weight loss journey. She, most recently, she saved her money to buy a car that she's been wanting. And she couldn't get it 2 years ago because she couldn't get into the car, couldn't fit into the seat. And so I just want to keep my eyes on big dreams. And people have said that to me these past weeks. Girl, you need to dream bigger. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how to dream bigger. I don't know what that looks like anymore. But talking to my friends and talking to my village has helped me to see that there is more than what I see for myself. So thank y'all for that. Thank you for all of you who've been there with me, talking to me live. I want to tell you who I'm talking to this week. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6:30, I'll be talking to people, and I'll tell you their names in a minute. I don't always know. Sometimes people will say, hey, can you talk to me? And let's talk right now. And I'll be like, okay, let's go. And so I'm trying to be more consistent with my chats live, and I'm trying to be more consistent with, I want graphics, and I want, people to look, hey, that's Jay Robin, that's my girl, or that's Mama Berta. I want to listen to her. I just don't really have the time or the desire. My passion is helping people write. I don't really want to sit and make graphics all day. So if there's anybody out there that wants to help me, I'd love to barter with you so that I can be excellent in doing this, because it looks like this is what I'm going to be doing for a while. Tuesday, I'm talking to author Monica Rushton, and her declaration is, I'm still standing. She is a author who penned her story about living with multiple sclerosis. You do not want to miss that conversation. Nika Carter is, I can't really even verbalize how special Nika Carter is to me. But when we get together, it's like the sparks fly with iron sharpening iron. She does not allow me to think small. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna just do this little thing. Penda James, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do this. Girl, I didn't ask you for all that. But I love that she pulls that out of me. And so our conversation is one that is, you probably need to have some pen and paper, because when Nika and I get together, it is amazing. And we used to meet at this place in Newnan, Georgia called Meet and Greet. We went to college together, but Meet and Greet, I would eat fried okra, and she's a vegetarian, and I'd have a turkey burger. And we would unpack all these things that are in us to do, that God is calling us to do. And so I would encourage you to watch, if not live, watch the replay. And then I want to introduce you to Tiffany Eberhardt on Thursday at 6:30. She's going to talk about her new clothing line, I Stand on Faith and Truth. And in addition to that, Tiffany is the illustrator for my daughter and I's children's book, and we've been working on this. I wrote it 13 years ago, and she and I have been working on it for 3.5 years. So that conversation is going to be great if you are a creative. And so get ready. This week is going to be amazing. Next month, October, is men. I'm hoping to get some awesome men to talk to. I've called some people out on my page. And if you know anybody who is a man who would love to chat with me live about something that they're passionate about, let me know. I also have a few other friends. Ladina Anderson, she's an author, and we will be talking about being victorious. Charnay Hearn will be talking about I lift as I climb. My friend Janie Mason, we had a topic, but I don't know if we still going to talk about that. And then Diana, I make room would be her declaration. So I just want to thank you all for hanging in there with me. Forgive me if you didn't want to see me cry, but I have to be vulnerable and I have to do this because this is what God is doing in me in this season. I have to step on the stage. So I'm here, y'all, and I'm ready for whatever's next. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and take a Selah moment. I love you.